Hello, my friends. For today's reading, we have the wolf. Sorry, your significator, I should say, is the wolf. So, guardian of family and tribe, activism, and ritual. I have read for the wolf before, so I'm surprised by this description, at least the short description. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. All right. Sounds like control issues to me. Side note, the lone wolf is not a healthy wolf, and they usually don't survive in the wild. Wolves are much, much, much more likely to fall into line with their society, their pack. So you would be someone who is very comfortable with the status quo in some way. I'm not saying that the status quo has benefited you truly, but you still don't really want to. You're not someone who challenges the status quo. You don't want to. It's comfortable for you in some fashion. Okay, now we have the tea leaves cards to help you determine whether or not this is your reading. We have the vulture. Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Inkpot, problems to be solved. Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. You also have a dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. I think this friend has a lot to say because you have dog barking, advice from a friend. But we also have disappointment in some affair. So it looks like a mixed bag. There's problems. Your mood is not the greatest. But you are in some way on the right path, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like it right now. I don't know whether this friend is giving you good advice or not, but they are thinking about you. They do care about you, so that's something. Let's see what the Crow Tarot has to say to you today. All right, my wolf friends, what do you need to hear? Okay. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is very good news. You are breaking out of your status quo mentality and learning to go with the flow. So the Empress works with how reality is. They're very realistic people, but they are very much, because they understand reality so well, they work with it, go with the flow instead of fighting it. So people keep saying that the Empress attracts. It's not so much that the Empress attracts. The Empress is just in alignment with the flow of nature, of reality. So instead of swimming against the current, the Empress goes with the current and catches up, or things are brought to them because they are in flow. The Ace of Cups here, we have, this is the heart chakra card for me. So this is about being in touch with your emotions and being able to feel and express love freely. And even unconditionally. Unconditionally doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean you don't say no. That's not what unconditional means. It means that even though someone is not good for you, you can love them and say no to them. You can say, no, you can't be part of my life because you aren't good for me. I still love you, but you can't be part of my life. Because I don't allow things, situations, people, no matter how much I love them, to be part of my life when they are damaging to me in some way. Okay? So that would be practicing unconditional love. Unconditional love doesn't mean you give them everything you have, no matter how badly they treat you. That is not unconditional love because you aren't loving yourself. You have to love yourself first. Now, the Eight of Swords, the first card out, in reverse. Excellent. This is exactly what we want. You are learning to let go of this pack mentality that has been dominating you. So letting others be who they are and perhaps opening the door to becoming more truly yourself. As you allow yourself to be more truly yourself, you will also allow others to be themselves. And that will have a wonderful knock-on effect for people in your life. Possibly reducing some conflicts, interpersonal conflicts. There may be an increase in some other areas. Definitely a decrease in I don't want to say self-betrayal. It is self-betrayal, but it feels more like walking away from yourself. But this, not that you're doing it, that you're not doing it. That didn't sound clear at all, did it? So, Five of Swords in the upright, you're betraying yourself in some fashion. In reverse, you are learning to stop deserting yourself, to stop leaving yourself perhaps open to harm from others or harmful situations. Perhaps you're learning to simply walk away from them. You don't have to yell and scream or do anything like that. There's no drama called for most of the time. Sometimes there is. I mean, if you were in a unhealthy long-term relationship, that can be messy. So, it does look like there are, some interpersonal conflicts that may be unavoidable as a result of this, but you're doing what's best for yourself. And that will help to bring you into flow. A state of non-resistance. All right, what does the universe have to say to you? Miracles. Peace, miracles, protection. Look for the signs. Look for the signs that you're going in the right direction. Yep, we have crossroads, journey. You have multiple choices, free will. Maybe you should take a road trip. Get away from everything for a little while. Now this is concerning. We have magnifying glass, so something needs a closer look. There's something where you really need to check out the details, do the research, examine the fine print. We also have public venues, so this could be dating, but we also have playing the field. It could be dating, it could be community, it could be playing the field. Maybe you want to play the field for a while. There is perfect timing. Also longevity. Unstoppable. Stands the test of time. Past, present, future. Interesting. And a brand new beginning. That happens when you free yourself from conventional thinking. program thinking. You feel like a brand new person, and you realize there's so much you don't know. You feel like you're beginning all over again. And it can feel a bit vulnerable. You can feel a bit like a child. Perhaps you become a lot more childlike in that you're playful, more carefree, truly carefree. I meet far too many people who think that, you know, because they have an active partying lifestyle, that they are living a happy life, and they're not. If you have to be under the influence to be happy, then you're not happy. You're faking it. This is about true happiness. But it's also something you don't have a lot of control over. You may need to find a new community. Or just get out a bit more. Listen to your intuition. You're looking at a new way of living now. A new you, a new way of living. So perhaps you are learning to listen to your intuition, your subconscious. And you have a supportive friend around you. Perhaps literally a dog. Perhaps a soulmate. A soulmate can be a friend. There doesn't have to be anything romantic about a soulmate. Some people claim that their pets are soulmates. You are developing wisdom, the ability to see things as they truly are. You're learning to be awake, aware, observant, insightful, especially with this intuition card becoming active here. I'm getting the sense of somebody who has been through an awakening, is not far long out of the initial phases. So probably life feels a little strange right now. Maybe wonderful, hopefully wonderful, miraculous. But still, learning to see things differently. Learning to pay attention to different things, perhaps. All right, that's all well and good. Sounds like you're doing quite well, actually. So why are you here? That's interesting. Big break. Something once in a lifetime. So really, really special. Extraordinary. Okay. So the crow is... Oh. All right. So you have met a soul connection. And this is probably what started this whole thing off. The catalyst, the spark that just whoosh, lit your soul up. Showed you the magic of life all over again. You knew it as a child. We all did. And now it's back. But of course, it wasn't comfortable or easy. Isn't, I should say. I'm sure it's the experience is far from over for you. So let's see. What else do you need to know? Well, all right. I don't go to this deck very often. But let's see what we've got. Let me do a few more cards from this deck first. What do you need to hear? This is very interesting. You have two contradictory cards here. Maybe that's how you feel, like your life is just being torn apart by these two contradictory impulses. We've anchor, stable, enduring, solid, maverick, rule breaker, nonconformist, fearless, unconventional, outside the box. Here we have persevering, stable and enduring, solid. Well, this type of connection is not stable. It is enduring. It is unconventional. So this kind of connection, you may feel like it's tearing you apart because it has these two different aspects. That it persists in spite of all your wishes. What is it you need to hear? So we have the Lion, which of course reminds me of the Strength card. Perhaps you haven't learned the strength of the softer side of life, the softer, so-called soft skills, communication, active listening, compassion for yourself and for others, self-esteem, inner strength. All these things come from that kind of stuff. They don't come from... So they've done studies on people who aren't allowed to feel emotions or who think that it's weak to have emotions. And they end up becoming extremely fragile people. Emotional intelligence, the ability to feel all of your emotions, giving yourself permission to feel them, to process them, learning to work with them, all the things that go into emotional intelligence. And this, the Strength card would be all about emotional intelligence. But understanding the strengths that gives you, gives you resilience, it gives you courage, it gives you flexibility, resilience, as well as the ability to deal well with others. It is a key. The cold, indifferent, that is a real problem. It is not a good way to live your life. This is it looks like a hyper-independent approach, perhaps, which would tie in, honestly, with Maverick. In the U.S., there's a cultural idea about being the lone cowboy. And it's not healthy. So the mountain is an obstacle, a problem. And I think it is a lack of intelligence, emotional intelligence, not mental intelligence. Especially if the goal is to become this lion. So the lion is heart-centered. The lion is in touch with their emotions. They are emotionally intelligent, and it gives them a strength. It fills them up. It's a power. They can be soft when they need to be soft. They can be strong when they need to be strong. And they can do everything in between as well. So perhaps you are gaining some clarity around this issue with this key here. Perhaps you are coming to understand that this will unlock this obstacle for you. But it may seem contradictory to all the conventional ideas about masculinity, in particular, strength, all those things, these cultural ideas. These are not based in fact. They're not supported by science or anything else. Real life. Anyway, what else do you need to hear? I think we'll go with an archetype card today. So where you are dealing with a soul connection, you will have a lot of archetypes coming up for you, a lot of shadow work, a lot of inner child work. So let's see what you need to work on or what's active in your life now. Ooh, the vow and the box. Okay. So the vow is 54, and the box is 44. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, starting with 44, the box. There we go. The box, the cage, the rules, the norm. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going, break through. An exquisite life requires it. And that's what a soul connection will do for you. It will force you to confront these boxes that you have around yourself that aren't real. You've been holding yourself back in some way. If you find yourself in a soul connection like this, no matter what you think, it means you're not good at relationships, or that you have a lot of work to do or in the area of relationships. And it will absolutely require you to confront your beliefs about just about everything. All right. When light, structure, order, coherence, logic. When dark, limitation, rigidity, judgment, fear. Moving outside of the box is exhilarating and expansive, but destabilizing. Others will wonder what you are doing and why. You will wonder too. This is part of the process. Everything within the box is known. Everything outside the box is unknown. That is why it is more comfortable to stay within its walls. Choose freedom. You've got the Maverick card here. Choose freedom. All right, 54, the vow. The promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness, the laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. So many people believe that soul connections are formed by soul contracts that are made by our souls between lives, between incarnations. So it may be that you committed to this connection, to this journey, to all of this growth, as painful as it may be at times, and disruptive. You committed to getting out of the box, because that is one of the single biggest things that soul connections do, is they cause you to keep challenging layer after layer of the box. Anyway, what else does it have to say? The vow. When light, bearing witness to the shift toward destiny. When dark, unconscious vows, unkept promises, messy karma. Yikes. Anytime the energy of the vow is present, we are in the archetypal realm of ceremony and ritual. That means time stands still and anything is possible. Think of the last promise you made. Was it to yourself or another? Has it been upheld or broken? So, you are really going through it. Or you will be, or have been. It's a process. I don't know what stage you're at right now. I think somewhere in the middle, honestly. Perhaps you're just waking up to your need to break out of a layer. Whatever stage you're in, there's always going to be another layer. So there you go. I'm wishing you all the best. I think you're making great progress. Keep going. I know it's challenging and it's not going to get any easier. Not for a while anyway. But your life will get better. That's the best I can tell you. I am wishing you all the best.